What's up, guys? It's Chana, and we're back on UNHINGEDASF, where we loosen the screws and let it all hang loose. If this is your first time tuning in, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe, because I promise you after today, you ain't gonna want to miss a beat. Today, we have one of the most ambitious local Austin, Texas rappers in the fucking game right now. Give it up for Kai, the chef.
Chef, aka Chef, man.
AKA Chef.
Also known as, actually, I need to stop saying that because people, it's funny. My Instagram handle is aka.chef, as in like also known as Chef, but people think it's like someone at my school was like, yo, aka Chef. I was like, bro, it's just Chef, man. It's just Chef. Yeah.
He said, I'm making it clear today.
Yeah. No, I got to set the record straight.
There you go. That's how you do it. Right now is prime time to get it right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's like 3 cameras on me right now. I don't know what to do with myself. Like, this is a really new and cool situation.
Well, I'm glad we could give it to you. I'm excited.
Sorry.
You're good. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. Yeah. So tell our viewers a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you do, who you are. Plug in your ads.
So ak.chef on Instagram. I need to get back on Twitter and TikTok. I'm being stupid because I'm supposed to be on everything, like marketing on everything. I've only been attacking Snapchat and Instagram. I make music, hip hop and R&B. And whenever I say that I'm a rapper, it's funny. People are more willing to listen to a hip hop and R&B artist than they are willing to listen to a rapper. So it is what it is.
It's the cliche. People are like, he's just another rapper.
Yeah,
but they ain't seen you perform.
They haven't, which is why I work really hard to like promote whenever I am performing, because that's when people take me seriously. Because 90% of people just assume you suck if you're not becoming an accountant or something. Like if I told people I was an accountant, they'd be like, oh my God, good for you. I'm like, oh, I want to make music. Oh.
Yeah, well, you better stick to some accounting.
It's crazy.
No, yeah, that's dope. Tell us, what keeps you motivated to like pushing your music career? Because obviously like those little remarks of, oh, you should be an accountant versus, oh, you're a rapper.
I think Austin's been showing me a lot of love. Like, I'm actually in the field. Like, people don't see what I do every single Monday night. I'm out there performing in front of people who watch hundreds of people perform a week, and they're like, yo, you're good. You're extremely good for how early you started. It's kind of weird. So people who haven't seen the work that I put in, whenever they critique my ambitions, it's like, okay, well, you actually don't know 90% of the stuff that I do throughout the week. You don't know there are nights where I go to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning because I'm writing songs. You don't know that I have 100 beats that I've been sending to myself for the past 3 years. You don't know that I've started 300 songs. Like, so yeah, you can critique me, but at the end of the day, you're speaking from ignorance. Because if you listen to the music, you'd probably be like, oh, actually, everyone who does listen to music is like, yeah, this is better than I thought it was.
No, for real.
Yeah.
They're already having that judgmental ass opinion before they're even giving you a chance.
Yeah. So really just knowing myself and knowing what I'm capable of. Like, you were at the first show. That was my very first show ever. It's people who weren't at it. I know what I'm capable of doing. Period. And I've been getting reaffirmed by people who actually witness it.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, the first time I seen you was at the hip hop event at Delilah's front porch.
That was the first time?
We maybe connected on Instagram before.
We were in the group chat. Yeah,
but that was the first time I like seen you perform, and I had always heard that you were ambitious. And I was like, okay. And then I heard you, like the way you carry yourself, the way you speak. I was like, okay. He's not just the rumor.
Yeah.
I can see it from my own eyes. And then when I seen you perform, I mean, that shit was crazy. Because like for my POV, like I was the only one that seemed like the one thing that happened to you. And I guess just a little background. We had an event at Delilah's front porch. It was a hip hop event, and Kai was performing, or Chef was performing, and I was running the bar. And you were running a little late or something? Like, what happened there?
So, bro, I was supposed to go on at 9 o'clock. It's 8:50, and I'm rehearsing because I brought Raven Sky out. Shout out Raven Sky, one of the best singers that I've had the pleasure of meeting like in person and working with. We were rehearsing, and I'm thinking I have 10 minutes left. I get a phone call from Blaze. And I answer, he's like, yo, God, where are you at? I'm like, bro, I'm rehearsing. Like, what's the issue? He's like, dude, they're chanting your name. I've never seen anything like this. And I
mean, you brought in a big ass crowd. Like, the majority of the tickets sold was because of you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. So I was like, bro, they're chanting what? Like, I didn't plan this. I was honestly kind of astonished myself. So I was like, bro, Raven, we got to go. And I wasn't wearing my show fit. because, you know, my stage presence, I wanted to maximize it. So I wasn't walking around in what I was going to wear on stage.
Period.
I was walking around with some casual shit. I had a brown hoodie on. And so I'm running by and I'm like, okay, I'm about to be on some rock star shit. I'm not going to say hi to anybody. I'm going to start taking my shirt off. So, like, I remember I walked by and they're like, oh my God, there he is. And this was my first time experiencing anything like this. So I was low-key like, yo, this is dope.
No, yeah, I was like, where?
Yeah. So you know how they had the backstage? Mm-hmm. So there's a backstage room. And there's an entrance right here, but the crowd's here, so I can't. Yeah. I'm trying to interact with the crowd as little as possible until I'm on the stage. So I'm like, okay, let me go to the door that's here instead of here. But there was the bar. So I'm like, okay, fuck it. We're jumping over the bar, bro. Like, I got to because imagine this. Like, I'm trying to do all this mysterious shit, like, not talk to anybody. I get to the bar. I'm like, oh, well, let me turn around. Like, bro, like, that would have looked lame as fuck. So I had to continue on the path.
You had to go with it.
So I hop over the bar and I'm like, okay, I should be straight. I just...
I'm dead.
A bucket of fucking freezing cold water is the first thing that I step in, and I'm wearing shoes and socks, and I'm wearing a different outfit, but I'm wearing the exact same shoes that I was planning on being on stage in. And like, I knock it over. I felt like a jackass. I'm like, bro, number one, I already felt kind of like a jackass for hopping over the bar. And then when I knocked over y'all's bucket, I was like, oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. But at that point, it's like, I just got to keep on going. Like, literally, I was like, bro, it doesn't matter. So yeah, that was frustrating.
No, yeah, when I seen you come, I was standing right next to the bucket, and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I had no time to process, and it just like sprayed me a little bit, but I was like, what? I was like, but the whole time, you literally, as soon as you did that real quick, kept going, and then you were on fucking stage and you fucking killed it. And I was like, I just know that this guy's shoe is soaking wet. Like, how is he doing this? And his foot is soaked. Like, that's where we were throwing out all of our extra stuff, like the ice, the spraying our cups with water and stuff. Like, we were just throwing it all in there because we didn't really have like
that was the dump bucket.
It was the dump bucket. It was the dump bucket.
Oh,
that's why it was like so low, you know. So when you put right fucking in it, I was like, I know his foot fucking wet.
My shoe is so wet that when I put on whenever I got home, my jeans were wet. Like, my left jean was soaked, and I was like, bro, this is hilarious.
It was funny. Like, I was like, what the fuck happened?
And it's funny because I went to apologize to you after the show. Like, I was like, I'm so sorry that I fucked up everything. You were like, bro, how'd you perform that entire, like, you were like amazing. I was like,
just
shit.
Like, he's doing all of this with his wet ass foot. Like, that's commitment. That is serious commitment.
No, I'm kind of glad it happened. It made a cool story because whenever it first happened, like, I just felt like an asshole and I was just uncomfortable. And then you made it sound so cool, and I was like, you know what? Maybe this is kind of cool.
It's so like the show must go on mentality, and like that's what you need. Like, you absolutely need that. Like, nothing's gonna be perfect. Nothing's gonna work out the way. Hopefully, it works out the way you want, but it's not always gonna be consistently like that. And like, that right there, one thing could have just made someone crack. You know what I mean? You didn't fold. Like, you went up there and you fucking ate, bro. Like, you went up there and did the damn thing.
Yeah, I brought too many people from too many places to like fold in that. Like, literally, I was backstage and my mindset was like, bro, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, these people are waiting on you. I was early, but I was already late because they started chanting for me.
No, for real.
So, I was just putting on my clothes and I was like, bro, you got to put on the show. Like, you can't let I brought in people from Houston who like grew up with me. Like, I would have cut my foot off before I let those people down. I'm so serious. Yeah, I refuse to let those people down.
That's dope. I love that mentality, especially like, how long have you been in the game now? Like, how long have you been actually taking it like serious?
About 5 months.
Okay, there you go. Not even 6 months. Not even 6 months.
Not even half a year.
And your second performance, you were the headliner, right? Like,
I was. That should tell you how the first show went. If you're watching this and you haven't been to a show, if you're in Austin, Texas especially, stop sleeping. Come to shows before I start I'm not even going to be able to set the price for my show pretty soon. That's going to be in charge of the label. That's going to be Drizzy when let me calm down.
Hey, that's how you manifest. That's how you manifest. You got to talk that shit into existence.
Yeah. Now, I was talking to, in my last interview, we were talking about how, because whenever you're confident, it's not, people don't like manifestation whenever it's audible. Like, they think you're talking shit and they think you're being arrogant. But this is what I told my boy Paulo. Shout out Paulo from Tyler, Texas. The weatherman gets paid to predict the storm before it happens.
And that motherfucker be wrong.
That's not where it was supposed to be going.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like it all seems like it's coming from arrogance or like cockiness or whatever, but it's usually people that are stemming that is because they have their own insecurities. Like people that are confident are never going to really feel that way.
Yeah.
People that are like actually like fully themselves, they're never going to even make you try to feel that way, you know?
Yeah, because they're busy with their own stuff
Period.
going on. I have a quote that I wrote. It might already exist, but I came up with it. It says, what you think other people can do says more about you than them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another thing is like, I'm naturally this confident, and then I add a little bit of espresso for like bravado and because it's necessary. Because whenever you get shit on by like 70% of the people that you try to promote yourself to, you have to have something that keeps you going. Like if you have any chinks in your armor, the first time that someone tells you that, oh, you're mixed. I did a project where people were listening to my song, but they didn't know it was me. And like a couple people I had people who rated my song a 1 out of 10, a flat out 1, which is ridiculous because it definitely is. Objectively, it's not a 1. And then I had one guy, he was like, oh, so how do you feel about the music? And I was just joking. I was like, if you want me to be honest, I hate hip hop and R&B. Like, I think this guy sucks. And he started cooking. He's like, yeah, no, I was singing the same thing. The mixing is ass. Like, the flow's this, the beat's terrible. And like, he starts cooking, he starts baking me, and I'm sitting right there. And if you don't have like a fortified mind, that could be the thing that makes you crack. Like a comment from somebody who didn't even know they were critiquing you. But at the end of the day, like, I built the fortress, and I'm ready to maintain it and keep out all the BS.
I mean, I definitely see you like having big things in the future. Like you're going for exactly what you want, and you're putting in the work. And a lot of people forget that it's not just about the talent, and it's not just about the music. It's about making connections. It's about putting yourself out there. It's about doing all of that legwork. And I see that coming from you.
Yeah, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's in my opinion, it's 80% business, 20% talent. Because there are a lot of famous untalented people.
Period.
Yeah, and it's because the business got them to that point. And there's the best artists in the world I might not have even heard of.
Yeah.
It's because they're not doing the business right. So
that's what I tell people all the time. It don't matter if you got talent. You need to know how to do business. Point blank. Period.
And I think it helps when you have talent. Like when talent mixes with business, that's when you get like the superstars. That's when you get the people who last for like 10 years. You're still listening to their music because they were talented and they also knew that wasn't enough. Like they were humble enough to realize you got to do a lot of extra shit on top.
Exactly.
So
emphasis on the humble enough, because it really does take someone to realize okay, yeah, I'm talented, but I also need to be an expert in these areas.
Because being talented isn't enough, sadly. You have to convince people that you're talented. And sometimes you have to do that with like weird ass marketing. Like you might have to dye your hair a certain color for 2 years. And like Ice Spice, for instance, I like her music's kind of tough. Like I'm not going to speak on the talent, but the music is a bop a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But a big thing that helped her was she had such a recognizable hairstyle. And if you don't have some kind of
distinctive traits or like looks or the way you carry yourself, like those things matter.
Yeah, it does. It's kind of weird because I've noticed everyone that gets famous either has a distinctive hairstyle or they have a very minimal hairstyle. Like Drake, when he was, and this is just like a weird thing I noticed. Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Kanye, Jay-Z, Frank Ocean, even Tyler the Creator, they all had buzz cuts.
Whoa, they did, huh? Now I'm like thinking about it. Like that's a good point.
Big Sean, buzz cut.
Wow.
All like the biggest artists. Yeah, it's really weird. I've been like,
no, bro, he's like, I'm about to shave my fucking head.
Nah, but I look better. Like I have my head structure doesn't look great with the buzz cut. It doesn't look terrible, but the longer hair compliments me. So hopefully in 10 years I'm not homeless because I decided to have long hair. But we'll see how that goes.
No, yeah, I mean, once you get their attention though, and you see what people like that's what you have to run with. Unfortunately, it's not always about what we exactly want or like exactly how we want to be perceived, but what works is works. I like referring to Ice Spice. Like I think Ice Spice actually has a lot more hidden talent that she's not showing, and she's just running with what got her there. And I can't blame her coming from a business stance. Girl, you're doing what makes you bread, you know? And like Tyler, when he started, he was on some fucking weird shit, and that's when I listened to him the most, to be honest.
Yeah.
But he was on some weird shit. It was unconventional, and it got attention. And now he literally profited off of that and got to do everything he's wanted to do.
Yeah, he really. Yeah, it is interesting. Tyler's evolution is very interesting because like he came up with Odd Future, and I don't even have to describe the vibe. The vibe is Odd Future. Like that explains everything. Doing Loiter Squad. And then as he branched out from that, he really took a step back. And he said in interviews that he had to stop being funny because people weren't taking him serious.
No, yeah.
And he's really like stepped into this artistic role, which some people would like, some people don't like. But you got to respect the change and the evolution.
And also the cojones, like he still is doing what he wants, whether if people are critiquing him to the fucking T or not, you know?
Tyler's actually influenced the way I've been going about my like the start of the career so far, because I saw an interview where he was just clowning the shit out of people who don't promote themselves. Like he was like, "How stupid are you? You spend like, let's imagine you spend 1 month, 2 months, let's say 3 months. You spend 3 months working on this project. You post it, and then you post a clip on your story saying, "Oh, go stream this," and you never talk about it again. Why would you spend 3 months creating and 1 night promoting?
No, seriously, it
like
takes
promote
more than
yourself.
That. Yeah, it takes way more than that, and it's like also that whole people thinking you're cocky or you're confident or whatever, and it's like, no, if I don't do this, if I don't talk about myself this way, if I don't promote myself this way, who's gonna do it?
Yeah, and honestly, that's been the main struggle. Like, even that's, if there's one thing that's been wearing me mentally, like actually, it's been the promotion, because whenever you promote yourself, there's kind of a lot of people who don't understand the actual necessity. Like, they don't think about it from a mathematical sense of like, what happens if you don't promote? Oh, nothing happens. So they don't understand that you literally have to promote one way or another. So whenever I'm promoting myself, I often get like looks like people think I'm weird because I'm talking about myself, or I'm telling people, oh, you should check out my song, or oh, what kind of music do you listen to? And then they think because I'm promoting, they think I'm strange, and because they think I'm strange, they think the music can't be good, so I don't get taken seriously. So that's been the main battle, but that's why these shows are so big to me, because that's people don't want to mess with somebody until they see that other people are also invested into that person.
True.
It's very true. Like,
it's very true.
I've had friends who thought a song was decent, and then they heard other people react to the song, and they were like, oh, you know what, I kind of do like this. So
yeah, the fucking trend followers.
Yeah, gotta be a trendsetter.
Exactly. Period. I'm a motherfucking trendsetter. I know that. Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, I feel like you're pretty authentic. Would you claim that you're authentic?
Authenticity is my number one goal, because at the end of the day, if I got famous being somebody else, that's not freedom, that's a prison, because now you're trapped in something that you never were, you honestly didn't want to be. You were just kind of, it was very transactional. The fee is I'm going to become this person, and the reward is, oh, now people listen to me, now people do this. Bro, they're not listening to you, they're listening to this person that you created. So authenticity is my number one goal. And the artist that I respect the most, I'm gonna say that Kanye, disregarding all the wild shit.
Hey, but he be about himself.
Yeah, if we're talking the documentary Kanye, Graduation and Before, and I actually like a lot of stuff. I like the stuff that he's done after, but nobody can argue with Graduation and prior. No one can argue with it. If we're talking that's a guy who just was himself the entire time, and he broke his jaw on a road. And have you watched the Kanye documentary?
I watched the beginning half. I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet.
What's interesting to me is, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you know the event that kind of sparked his career?
I can't say I do.
It's the car accident. The car accident forced people to take him seriously, because this dude was almost on his deathbed, and he recorded a song about it and just talked about everything. And that forced people to see the authenticity, because they witnessed this happen to him. They witnessed how he responded to it. I didn't realize that so he got into the car accident, was making the music. He didn't start getting buzz until like a year or 2 years later. Like, he had to start producing again just to pay his bills. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because the way that it gets put to people often is like, oh, he got into his car crash, released a song, and boom, it's a good life. No, he got into a car crash, made the song, and still had to keep his head down for another year, where he's doing something that he did not want to do. So I got off track from authenticity. Authenticity is my number one goal.
That's kind of crazy that you mentioned that, though, because I don't know if you know this, or like if you heard of my podcast, but that's why I started my podcast. Like, I was going to work one day and I got hit by a semi.
Really? A
Yeah,
semi?
a big ass motherfucking
Hey.
car hauler. Big ass motherfucking car hauler for real.
Hey, shout out to her. A semi ain't no joke.
No, yeah, that motherfucker, it hit me on my side.
That ain't no Subaru, bro.
It hit me on my side, and I walked away fine.
Really?
And my glasses like got broken a little bit, and my back was a little hurt. But after that, I was like, okay,
It could have just ended.
I could have fucking died.
Yeah.
My grandmother actually died that way.
Really?
So it felt very spiritual for me to not have died,
Yeah.
and it felt like a big message
You
for
said
me.
this one for you, grandma.
That grandma never met.
Yeah.
Like it was like that, you know. So that's wild, because that's exactly the kind of thing that got me into where I'm at, and now I'm here like 2 years later, and it's gotten huge.
Yeah, now life can be dark because there's a lot of people who are like breathing, but they're not actually living.
Period.
And sometimes it takes like a near-death experience, and sometimes it just like for me, it was one of my friends. Shout out to Kenneth, who just had like a talk with me, and he was like, "Bro, like I grew up, we've known each other since we were 4. I know what you're capable of, and I've seen the things that you can do, and I feel like you haven't been living up to your potential," kind of thing. I'm not gonna lie, like it was deep, bro. Like a brother started crying.
Hey,
Yeah.
those, you need people on your side that are doing those things.
You do, but I don't know. At the end of the day, something else that helps me going with the music is I actually enjoy it. Number one, I enjoy it. Number 2, I'm good at it. So it's like a positive feedback loop. Like
For
I'm doing
sure.
something I enjoy. I'm getting reaffirmation from myself because I listen to music. Whenever I put out music, I don't compare it to what I've made. I compare it to what I always hear. Like I remember I was in high school. Me and my friends made a studio. And at one of my friends' houses, they're like, "Oh, we're ready to release this and that." I was like, "Bro, we don't even sound like Drake." And they're like, "What do you mean we don't sound like Drake? We're in high school." I said, "Bro, do you think anybody cares where we're at? They care about what kind of music they want to listen to.
Yeah.
There's someone out there who's better than you. I don't care if you're a 5-year-old. Well, actually, if you're a 5-year-old, then you could market show. Nah, for the sake of argument, I don't care if you're 5. If your shit ain't banging, son, go back to grade school. Dead
No,
ass.
for real.
Pick up some Legos.
Yeah.
Put the mic down.
For real. For real. No, for real though. I mean, it takes being that hard on yourself too. And it's like, I feel the whole battle with like perfection and stuff. And sometimes you're just going to have some bad shit that gets put out.
Yeah.
Like I have plenty of those and they're easy to find, but it's also like, you don't want to put something out that you don't have pride in, you know?
Yeah.
It's about representing yourself the correct way.
Yeah. Perfection is weird because there's a point in time where like it becomes the enemy of progress. So I released my song 24 to NYC. A lot of people like that song. A lot of people aren't a huge fan of the mixing. At the end of the day, they're like, "Oh, well, you should have done this, and that." It's like I was busy creating more songs that people are also a fan of. Like I gotta keep on moving forward. I can't stay stuck on this one song because it's also money. Like the money that I'm spending trying to get this song to perfect, I could have been spending getting another song out and releasing it and marketing
you don't
it.
Put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's good. That's good, like a mindset on that for sure. Because we're all gonna have bad projects out. We're all gonna have great projects out. You know, it's really how people take it or don't take it.
Yeah.
But you go to school here, don't you?
Yeah, I go to UT. I go to the University of Texas.
Okay. I think you had mentioned that you were going to a different school before UT.
Yeah, I was going to community college in the Houston area. I was going to Lone Star. Had to keep my head down and handle business there because I was a jackass in high school, for lack of a better word. For like the first 3 years of high school, I was just doing stupid stuff 24/7. So I don't even know if I would have been able to get into like Texas State.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how I remember my freshman year, I was ranked, and there was like 1,000 people in the school. I was ranked like 797.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so I had to buckle down, handle business, and now I go to the University of Texas.
Okay, what are you studying there?
Mathematics.
Oh, okay. So that's where the accountant thing
Yeah.
came in. Okay, that makes sense. Are you good at math? Like me, I fucking suck. I'm terrible with math.
Yeah, I go to UT for it. So I'm decent. I'm serviceable at it.
Okay. So do you think that that's something that you would just like maybe do when you got older or something, or whenever you're just like?
Honestly, an ideal path would be do music like 10 years max. Like I respect Andre 3000 a lot because once he reached a stage in his career where he didn't feel like he had anything to offer to the game and he felt like his soul's purpose wasn't really in the music, he stopped doing music and he's just a regular person. Or even Frank Ocean, someone who even though I'm not gonna get Frank Ocean, he released and now he just keeps to himself. I want to do the music and then leave it behind, like walk away from the game on top. And then maybe when I'm like 50, I want to be a teacher.
Okay.
That's kind of weird. People are going to be like, yeah, I can't listen to this dweeb.
You talking about being a fucking teacher. Fuck is this kid? Chana, who you got us watching?
Who this fucking dweeb?
No, that's good. I mean, it's just realistic. You know, we all get older and things change. Like, if we think that we're just going to stay one way forever, I think that's a little unrealistic. I mean, there are people that can do it for the rest of their lives, but we're, at the end of the day, we're normal people. Like, we're human.
No, because I tutor on the side right now. Shout out to all my students. If y'all are listening to this, love y'all. I tutor on the side, and it's just so fun. Like, it really is. It's like you're just watering plants, but they're not plants. They're like people who say funny things and they like talk shit to each other. Like, it's just really cool, bro. Yeah, they're humans. Yeah. So yeah, no, it's really cool.
That's what's up. So I'm assuming you tutor like for math. Okay, that's cool. I think math is so interesting, but it's just like so complicated for me. Yeah,
no, it's interesting because you're either right or you're not, and there is
that's what everyone says.
Yeah, there's a correct answer. So it's gratifying in the sense that if you did it, you know you did it. Like, it's not like English where you could think you wrote the best paper in the world and then your teacher gives you an F.
It's not like, subjective.
Yeah, it's like, bruh, this shit's heat. Well, it's not. You didn't do this. So with math, it's like, bro, I got 2, and the answer was 2. What you gonna talk to me about?
Tell me I'm wrong. I dare you. So I'm curious though. Like, since you're not even at your 6-month mark, like, I'm assuming you have people just giving you their unsolicited opinions or like hate. Like, what do you say to the haters? Any advice there?
I have some stuff that's good. I detail my thoughts on what I think about people like that in YGW. YGW's coming out soon. Y'all gonna figure out what that acronym stands for soon. I have some bars that I could drop right now, but I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna save it for the EP. Long story. Cat Williams said, "If you don't have haters, you're not popping."
Period.
And at the end of the day, whenever I look at Playboi Carti, for instance, Playboi Carti says there's only 2 people that he lets critique his music. If you don't put me onto songs, like my best friend, he doesn't make music at all. He's never, which I love. He's never wanted to rap ever, even though like I've been dipping my toes in this since he was 16. He's never wanted to, but he puts me on so much music. Like, so much of the music that I listen to now is because he showed it to me. So I'm always respect his opinion because I know I've witnessed. So you bring something out of the abyss, like something that was not even in my scope of vision. You're like, yo, check this out. And now it's something that I consume for the rest of my life. Yeah. So I listen to people like that. And then I listen to people who create music. And I would prefer if you create good music, even if you create really bad music, I probably won't listen. But if you create music, I take your opinion a lot more seriously just because there's a headspace that comes with that a non-creative just isn't going to understand. Yeah,
it's people that in your industry, they're going to know exactly what it takes and what you're going through and stuff like that. Yeah. It's like one of my favorite things. The topic of the fucking week for me is don't take criticism or opinions or anything like that from people you would not take advice from. You know,
no, like, that's facts. That's a beautiful quote. I'm gonna remember that. And I'm gonna start telling that.
Because if you just sitting on your couch and you talking shit in my comment section, I don't give a fuck what you got to say.
Yeah, if you spend more time on Twitter than you do like reading books.
No, yeah.
Actually, let me stop. People are gonna hate that one.
Well, they should be reading fucking books, and then if they're audiobooks or whatever, Kindles, like, you should be fucking reading and not just on Reddit and Twitter.
Look, I'm gonna tell you something. I actually had a revelation yesterday. I was reading a book and I had a revelation. So back in the day when you had a computer, you'd have to like upload a software to make the computer run differently. When you're sitting down reading, you're just downloading thought processes.
It's true.
Like, that's you sitting there, your body's stagnant, your brain's active. That's you downloading a software. You're reading the book and you're downloading a new software. So if you're a computer that has no softwares to use, like, the only thought processes you have are the ones that people just randomly push on you. You never actually actively sought out softwares. That's all. I know a lot of people who say that readers are just like some of the smartest people on just that you can find, and I agree 100%. It's because they spend all their time downloading more softwares and kicking out old ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
It's a weird way to put it. If you it's a weird way if you think about it. Like, think about your brain like that.
I'm like a little tech nerd, so yeah. I like that. That's a good way to put. Now I'm gonna be remembering when I need to go pick up my book today.
Like, what software am I?
I need to download the software real quick. So how has it been like transitioning from like being a fucking math wizard to a rapper? Like,
Bro, it's been a relief if I'm being honest, because number one of the main reasons why I chose math was because growing up, not all the time, but there was like a lot of people who just thought I was dumb for whatever, because I was
because you were
because I'm
chaotic.
extroverted. Yes, because I'm extroverted. And I'm not gonna say because I'm black. No, because I'm extroverted. People really just thought I was dumb sometimes. And I remember this used to frustrate me so much. So let's say I got into an argument with a kid, and in elementary school, if you have an argument, sometimes it gets brought to the teacher, and it's my word versus somebody else's. People would literally be like, "Oh yeah, I know that Kai's lying." And when I'm telling, like, it would happen because I don't lie. I really don't lie.
I feel that. I don't either.
I'm like, dude, you haven't even heard the situation. You don't know my story. You don't know his story. And you're going to tell me I'm lying because it's me. Like, that used to piss me off so much. And going into middle school, I didn't even get recommended for pre-AP math. I got recommended for on-level math.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you've like always been good at math, I assume.
Yes, I've been good at math. So it's just a part of the reason. My best subject, psychology. Like, my favorite subject is psychology. But I chose math because if I got into University of Texas, because I didn't know if I would get in or not, I didn't want people to be like, oh, you only got in because it was liberal arts. Oh, yeah, you're in, but you're in for, I'm not even going to say a major because I'm not going to disrespect. If you're in college and you're studying and if you like what you're doing, then you do. But I didn't feel like dealing with that. Like, I wanted people to, oh, what's your major? Math. Oh, shit, well, I can't tell you you're stupid. I physically cannot.
You cannot, because math is hard as fuck.
Yeah, but it's a double-edged sword because I did that to gratify like other people. I did that to get opinions. I reached a point where my motivation ran thin because there was no like passion behind it. I remember I was at Purdue once on a church trip. I was at Purdue. And what happened? Oh, I ran into like the dean of the entire college. And I was like, oh, snap, let me see if he can get. Like, I just started talking to him, chopping it up. And I said, what's the hardest subject in school? He said, it's the one that you're least interested in. And I was like I was expecting something like, oh, it's OChem. Like,
no, yeah, because it's definitely subjective. Like, it depends on who it is. Yeah,
he said it's the one you're least interested in. That's facts. And I just, like, I'm serviceable at math and I'm good at it. Like, I've been in 4 math competitions and I've been awarded for every single one of them.
Okay. That's like math fucking wizard.
Yeah, but I realized that I'm not like a math major who's good at rapping. I'm a rapper who's good at math. Like, the things that I'm actually good at is very music inclined. Like, that's why I'm 5 months in and I headlined my second show. That's why I got booked for my first show before I even released my first song. I hadn't even dropped a song. So the accolades that I'm building up in music are already competing with the accolades that I've built up in like academia.
There you go. Okay. That's dope. It's really cool to hear that it's not just music too, like that you have things outside of it. And like, I'm assuming since you're good at math, you're good strategically, like analytically, like, and that's probably why you move good in business. Like, I really like the way you move, honestly. Yeah. Like, I have nothing bad to say about you.
I appreciate
and
that.
And I be talking shit. Like, for real. So I mostly just have like one more question. Do you have like any advice for our viewers out there that, you know, are in the same boat? They're like, maybe I should like pursue my career, or maybe I should just stay in college and work on that.
I do have great advice. If you don't have anything that you are doing, like if you don't know what you want to do, I personally go to college. Like, until you figure, either do something.
Yeah.
Find yourself, and don't take too long to find yourself. Like, I know people who took a gap year and that helped them a lot. If you need to find yourself, do that, but be striving towards something. Like, be building blocks towards something, because even though I've been in college for the last 5 years and now I'm doing something where I don't even plan on using my degree 1 ounce, if I wasn't dedicated to something, because I had something to sacrifice. Like, I'm giving up a lot of stuff to pursue music. I'm not just, oh, well, I'm doing nothing, so let me try this out. No, I'm very intentional in my act. And the only reason why I'm intentional is because I've been trying to build something up for forever. So, man, let me think. There's one quote. People love to talk about how billionaires, like, they drop out of school they do this, they do that. And I used to feed myself that. Like whenever I was not accomplishing anything, I was expelled from school for 6 weeks. I almost got kicked off the track team. I was failing all my classes. I always be like, well, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Like Mark Zuckerberg, he didn't graduate, this and that. And then I realized Mark Zuckerberg got into Harvard before he dropped out of Harvard. Mark Zuckerberg got into Harvard before he dropped out. So why me? Why am I comparing myself to him when I haven't accomplished not even a fraction of what he had accomplished by the time that he did drop out? So that made me kind of like lock in. That was a very humbling moment. I was like, bro, screw music for now. Cause I was like 17 and I was really trying to do, I said, screw music, get your shit together, get track together, get school together. And now I've reached a stage where it's like, okay, I'm ready to like fully be myself. Like I've proven that I can put my mind to something and accomplish it. And now I'm ready to actually, well, like spread my wings, like cliche, on some cliche shit.
You about to fly up out of here.
Yeah.
No, that's dope. That's really good advice too, because like a lot of us do get caught up in the whole, well, they dropped out and they're fine, and it's like, yeah, but they were working hard as fuck before, and they probably dropped out with full intention somewhere else, you know. And then that's the things that we don't realize. I mean, I didn't go to college or anything. Everything I've learned has been I've taught myself.
Self-taught, yeah.
I didn't have the resources.
Awesome
unfortunately.
Cat Williams stuff.
Yeah, I come from a very poor family. I come from fucking East Texas, where ain't shit out there.
Ain't shit out there.
You said Tyler, Texas earlier. I said, oh, okay, he knows. And I'm like an hour away from Tyler in my hometown.
Yeah.
And everybody over there can't get enough of me because of how much shit I'm doing out here. You know what I mean? So it's all about just being intentional and having goals and doing things like that and using your resources. And yeah, I like I said, I really like the way you move. I like the way you think, for real.
I appreciate that. Now, thinking is the main thing. And another, like what you said, they dropped out because they had something going on. When Mark Zuckerberg dropped out, it was because he had already started Facebook and he was raising thousands of dollars for it. And he dedicated an entire summer to growing Facebook and realized going back to school doesn't make a lot of sense for me. If you don't have, the main thing is, if you're not working towards something, school is like, just statistically, if you look at the median incomes, all that jazz, school is the best bet if you don't have something that you're actually working towards. So yeah, that's my advice.
That's for sure. That is for sure. Well, do you have any like projects but you want to plug in? I know you kind of plugged in one, and if you had more, just refresh them. Tell them what you're finna do.
If you want to, 2040 NYC was the first song I dropped. Went Mute's really cool. A lot of people stream Went Mute, stream 2040 NYC. If you're looking for something to like lift some weights to, Kizzle X Hook'em, that's the one.
Bet. I'm finna put that on my workout playlist.
I appreciate that.
I'm finna put that. Tell them your ads. Tell them where they can find you.
On Instagram at ak.chef. If you go to the Instagram, there's a lot of links. Spotify and Apple, Apollo Kai, that's the artist name. You can follow me there. And that's pretty much everything. I'm keeping it very simple at this exact point in time.
There you go. He's not wasting no time. Make sure you guys follow him. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for cooking with us today. Yeah.